legendary J.P. Shadrick.
And welcome in. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and remodeling company. A busy show ahead. 2 hours of Jaguars radio. Happy Hour now. Then at 5 o'clock, it's Jags HQ. But coming up on Happy Hour, it's Week 10. The Jaguars and the Texans will break down the matchup. Both teams battling in the injury bug. The Jaguars looking for the season sweep of the Texans for the first time since 2017. We've got Coach Mark Duffner in studio with us today. And yes, Jags HQ at 5 o'clock on the Jaguars radio network. Tony Boselli, James Gladstone expected to join us in studio. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. Jeff Lageman with me. Hi, Jeff. Hey. Coach Mark Duffner with us as well. Hey, Coach.
I'm doing great and glad to be with you,
yeah,
man.
Good to have
Appreciate
you back.
You. Yeah, love it.
A lot going on around this Jaguars team.
Oh, boy. I love it, too.
You know what's going on around this team? Winning.
Yeah, amen.
5-3.
Yeah, and I love the additions, too, so there's a lot going on.
We're going to get to all of it. Let's begin with the game. It was 9-6 after 3 quarters. And then all hell broke loose in the fourth quarter at overtime, 30-29. Jaguars win on a tipped ball at the defensive line with a guy wide open in the back of the end zone on the 2-point play. The Jaguars, it's the first time in league history, both teams have scored a touchdown in overtime, by the way.
Really? No, it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I didn't know
that. I didn't know that either, but it was unbelievable. It was really great competition as far as that's concerned.
And guys having to step in the lineup that weren't expected to play, injuries mid-game.
There's a lot of them now.
I mean, you could go all day on those guys.
Yeah, I mean, from defensive back, offensive line, wide receiver was a big one.
Receiver.
And the wide receiver one, it was even impacted before the game even began, with the injury to Travis Hunter in practice during the week. So it was cool. It was cool to see. I mean, anytime you get that kind of a performance from the guys that step in, there's a philosophy, Duff, and you've known this. You've probably told guys forever about, hey, next man up.
Next man up.
Right? I mean,
sure.
But the reality is that when you go from, a starter to a backup, it's never going to be the same quality. But when guys actually step in and make plays to the level of the guy that was in there, and then in some cases maybe a little bit better, that's impressive.
Oh, no, it was very impressive. I mean, when you see what the receivers did in particular, and not only in the offense but in the return game too, I mean, everybody's anxious for that opportunity, wanting that opportunity, and you want to make the most of it. And a lot of the guys did do that in the game against the Raiders, so it was awesome.
The Austin Trammell kick return.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
I mean, how about that? You're in overtime. You're a guy that literally just got elevated off of the practice squad. You're really not expected to be back deep, but they put him back there because De'Ami Brown has an injury. Mm-hmm. And, of course, they're going to kick to him because teams are staying away from kicking the ball to Bashal Tutin. And what I loved about the play was, first of all, it was blocked in exceptional form.
Beautiful.
I mean, just perfect. I mean, you can't go to a grease board
and draw it up any better.
Or let's go old school to Duff when he was growing up. Yeah. Go to the blackboard, chalkboard, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's okay. I got it. Yeah, no, I get it. I still got a little dust on me here.
And you sit there and you draw it up. You double 2 guys in the middle, then you leave 3 guys unblocked. So you leave the kicker, and then you leave your 2 kind of safety valve guys unblocked. And the thing that impressed me the most is that, look, it takes great courage for a kick returner to hit a return with speed. Because last time I checked, there's some guys that got some bad intentions coming the opposite way that want to really jack you up.
Right.
And he hit that thing with speed and hit it perfectly. And I give him a lot of credit. I mean, the blocking was great as well, but the way he hit that thing was a thing of beauty.
And did we need it? I mean, my God, it was unbelievable. No, I mean, it was like the good Lord. Awesome. I'm saying, as I'm watching this, I'm going, this may go all the way. But I mean, it was big plays when we needed it the most. Well done.
And then in that possession in overtime, they ran the ball 8 of 9 plays on the drive, including the last 7 if they had it. Yeah,
I mean, it
was 9 of 10.
9 of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, that is. Well, they kind of were forced to a little bit because the receivers are different, and you know what? And Coach Cohen said this earlier in the week. Yeah, you know what? Let's just run the ball and play some offense here, and they just pushed the ball down the field. It was a gritty, run game effort, I think, all day.
What a tremendous effort by the offensive line and the two running backs. I mean, really, now those two guys you talk about coming to play, ETN had a phenomenal game. Made a lot of guys miss, broke tackles, Tootin himself. I mean, even William, I think he got in there. But, I'm just telling you, the line in terms of knocking people off the ball, like I said, when we had to have it and everybody in the ballpark and at home knew that we were going to run it, it was well done.
I was kind of nervous when Logan Cook goes out for the overtime coin toss. He picks tails, we win, and then we elect to take the ball. I mean, the normal train of thought, which has been so far with the new rules, which there's been, I think, 3 games prior to this one, every team has chosen to let the opponent go first, knowing that they would have a possession unless a safety happened, so that they could know what they had to do. And so I was talking a little bit about that in our broadcast, and I was like, this is an interesting decision. But the reason, and I love Liam's train of thought, in that he wanted to go first to be able to just eat clock. And that's exactly what they did, because the style of play that they play offense with, the more time, the better for them, I think. But then also, look, if you end up eating up a lot of clock, the less time is left on the clock for your opponent, which, I wish the defense had done a little better job in kind of making them kind of come down to where it was time was an issue, but that wasn't really the case for the Raiders. But I thought that for the way that the Jaguars play football, I thought that was a really good coaching decision at that moment in time.
Well, and I think it was a tremendous statement, too, of confidence, too, that by God, we're going to go out and we're going to take this thing. We're going to run the clock. We're going to get the ball down there, and we're going to score and win. So, I think it was a statement of a lot of things: physicality, confidence in the offense, confidence in the line, a lot of positives.
Me and JP were talking earlier, Duff.
Yeah.
And you kind of made mention of this just a minute ago, and because we had a great conversation about this at length, I thought that this was arguably one of, if not the best performance by ETN in his career, and not because the numbers were just, magical, like 2 years ago in London, JP.
Against the Bills.
Bills, we wrote this down, 30 touches, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. But the hard yards that he got in this game, I thought was just outstanding, because he was running so hard, and JP looked it up. He had 9 missed tackles forced, 43 yards after those missed tackles were forced. His total numbers, 27 touches for only 115 yards. That's I'd say only, just because compared to, the 184 that he had in London a couple years ago, it pales in comparison. But I would put this performance at the top, because his team needed it. And when the game was on the line down the end of the stretch, him and also Basil Tootin both had big runs. But, man, the hard yards that he got in this game, I thought was just great effort by
Absolutely.
him.
You felt the guy in this game. You could feel it the way this guy was playing. And like you said, make yards after contact were unbelievable. Kept churning, spinning. The effort and energy that he put forth was outstanding.
There was a play, JP, and I did it in the film room this week, and it was on that last, overtime drive, and it's kind of like a toss stretch play, and so ETN is trying to press the outside, and the reason you press the outside, because if you're trying to run a zone and find a crease, so you kind of like an accordion, right? You kind of pull it apart, to try to get everything stretched thin. Is it accordion? What is that?
That's right. I know what an accordion is.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know you played accordion.
No, I don't, but
I kind of been like one at times, but go ahead.
Just trying to give people a visual, right?
No.
Or you got the old vertical blinds, right? You spread them all the way across, and then when you turn it somewhere, you get these gaps that open up. Well, that's what kind of the whole process is for a running back. You're trying to find a gap. And Etienne really sold the outside, and when he did, he got the Raiders' defense fast flowing, and then he got a great backside seal from 2 guys, Cole Van Lannon, who was in for the injured edge of Cleveland,
another one,
and also Walker Little, who had a tough game but had an excellent block right there. And then Etienne plants his foot and comes downhill and has, I think it's like a 10 or 11-yard gain, or maybe even bigger than that. And then I think Tootin follows it up with another 10 or 11-yard gain. That was – just a great play, and it was also a great example of a guy stepping in and making a play because that was Cole Van Lannon.
No doubt.
Well, and it was very discouraging on that other side of the ball when you got the team that's running it down your throat and chunks of yards. I mean, that they were breaking the back of the Raiders, and so I mean, again, excellent effort, really. And again, I the vision that ETN I think is continuing to gain, and I don't know if it's this season or what. All I know is that a lot of those plays that you just defined, maybe he wasn't seeing before. He certainly saw it against the Raiders.
Yeah, nice game.
PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jags, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman, Coach Mark Duffner with us in studio. And, of course, after the game, the Jaguars had played against Jakobi Meyers, the wide receiver for the Raiders. And then 3 days later, he's in the Jaguars locker room after the trade deadline move to send 2 draft picks, a 4th and a 6th rounder next year, to Vegas to get Meyers. The injuries had a hand in that, but Meyers, really a sure-handed receiver in his career, was an undrafted player out of North Carolina State with the Patriots for a number of years, and now in Vegas for the Raiders, and of course now with the Jacksonville Jaguars. How difficult is it to get a receiver up to speed quickly when you make an in-season trade?
Well, I tell you, this guy's a bright guy. He's got a really good reputation across the league. I mean, last year and their team, he was their number 1 guy. To my knowledge, he didn't have a drop last year. And he was a guy that was dependable, accountable, was smart, would get dirty in terms of blocking. So, number 1, he's smart. I think he'll adapt quickly. And then here we got another bonus is Edgar Bennett coached him. Edgar Bennett, our receiver coach, coached him last year. So there's a connection there. They'll be able to very quickly assimilate things that are similar that he couldn't have done somewhere else. So I think the fit is unbelievable right now. So I see this guy coming in, great pickup by our team, I think, in terms of a needy position for us, and we got a guy that's going to come in and be producer.
Yeah, going into that Raiders game, I was kind of curious. I always go to the opposing team's website to see different interviews, coaches, et cetera, and I saw that there was an interview from Jakobi Meyers, and I said, well, this is the guy that asked for the trade. Let me just go watch this interview. He impressed the hell out of me, just how professional he was. I mean, here's a guy that, has let it be known that he wanted to be traded, but he handled it with such class and dignity. I don't think anybody's ever handled a situation like that the way he's handled it. And I just remember thinking to myself at the time, I was like, man, this guy's got a good head on his shoulders, and not many guys in that situation handle it with that level of maturity and respect.
Yeah, no, and so you're getting it appears a very high attitude guy, a good attitude guy, in addition to a guy that's been a producer.
What do you call that? Intangibly rich?
Yeah.
JP,
look at that.
We'll be talking to Gladstone about
Bring it up
that,
to him,
right?
because I bet you he says that to you. I think that's a good pickup now, I'm telling you.
And we'll see how fast he can get up to speed, and he'll be out there on Sunday for the Jaguars against the Texans. We'll come back in a moment and dig into the Texans. Mark Duffner's scouting report, both sides of the ball, keys to victory, all that is ahead on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. It is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
From a game plan, I know, they've done a little bit more jumbo and, being able to run the football with Woody and doing a nice job that way. So expect a similar plan in ways. It's more so maybe the mobility from CJ that he can provide at times, extending plays on the boot game, getting him out on the perimeter, and maybe being able to use his legs as a weapon as well.
Head coach Liam Cohen earlier this week. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, and you're invited to the official Duval watch party presented by UF Health. Be at the bank as the Jags take on the Texans November 9th. Attendance is free. Tickets limited. Secure your spot at jaguars.com/watch party. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman, Coach Mark Duffner in studio with us on this Thursday. The Hyundai Studios, the Miller Electric Center, 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. Jaguars Texans coming up. And the Texans will not have their quarterback. C.J. Stroud is in concussion protocol. So Davis Mills gets the call and will start. He finished last week's game, of course, after Stroud was injured. So, what do you see in Davis Mills, and how do you support a backup quarterback with scheme and play calling, Duff?
Well, I would say first, they've got confidence in this guy. They came out first snap he was in, they threw the football. I mean, he was 17 out of 30 throwing the ball last week, so they came out throwing. In fact, he had 6 straight completions during the course of the game. So there is a level of confidence in this guy. Now, when you delve a little deeper in the background, he's 5-19 as a starter. He's about a 52% career completion guy, and he's had like 35 passing touchdowns, 25 interceptions. Not exactly all-star numbers, and he's got limited escapabilities. He got sacked twice last week, so I think what they've got to do to help him, in terms of not just throwing the football, but they got to establish their running game, which has been a little bit on the downside as far as that's concerned. They got to utilize tempo, I think. That you got to utilize cadence to change that up to help him, and then play action pass, screens, quick throws, things like that to get him going. So that's what I would look for from this guy. But he's I watched him during the course of the game closely, and he is a confident guy. I think he's a guy that prepares well. But again, I think we've got to affect this guy in a big time way with rush coverage, the whole 9 yards, and I think that'll be a factor as we move forward.
He's got a winning record against the Jags.
Right.
I mean,
well, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay.
And last time I checked, he's got a number 1 defense to back him up.
He does have that. That's for darn sure. Very good defense.
When you got the number 1 defense in the National Football League in yards allowed and points allowed, it's a little bit easier to play quarterback with those type of metrics behind you, so to speak. Look, he's got some very good weapons. They've got a good tight end. They've got Nico Collins, who's a really good player. They got Christian Kirk, who's solid. kind of one of those security blanket type of guys. But when you've got Nico Collins and an A number one defense, you got a chance.
Yeah, you do, and I'm with you all the way on that. But even up to this point, they've kind of been a middle-of-the-road offense. As you said, the headliner for them has been their defense, which is outstanding. I mean, across the board, they're ranked in the top 5 in every category. Offensively, though, struggling on third down. I think they're like 31st, struggling in the red zone. They're 32nd. So, I mean, this is a good opportunity for our defense to gang up on them.
How's the O-line in Houston?
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great. But, offensive lines get better if you can run the ball. So, I mean, obviously. More pressure on a guy who hasn't played a lot. The best thing about not having C.J. Stroud out there, though, is that he's got an arm that can make every throw on the planet from any angle, position whatsoever. And they don't have that now.
Right.
So that's a huge advantage for the Jaguars.
And, one of the things they've done to supplement their offense, they've gone to some people call it jumbo, people call it T personnel. They bring a tackle in like we've been doing, and they've been trying to support their running game and play action pass game with a similar offensive personnel grouping. So, again, our familiarity with that, not only in practice, but during the course of the season, all that I think will help us as far as that's concerned. But that tells you a little something about their blocking and their line and everything else when they resort to that.
From a Jaguars perspective, Devin Lloyd expected to be back in the lineup this week. He's been on the practice field this week. He's confident in the locker room. He's ready to go. So what can that do for this Jaguars defense up front if he's back on the field, guys?
Well, I mean, I'll start just as plain and simple. He's been a takeaway machine, and he's missed the last 2 games. And if you look at the Jaguars as a team, look where they have like 10 takeaways in the first 4 games, in the last 4 games they've only had a couple.
Correct.
And part of that is that Devin Lloyd has been out of the lineup. So I think it's big to get him back. I don't think he's going to all of a sudden make this team get 4 takeaways or anything like that. But, look, having good football players on the field, especially when you're talking about pressuring the quarterback, because that's a weakness right now for that Jaguars defense. And Devin has been the linebacker that has been able to help that pass rush when they do blitz, because he's a really good athletic blitzer. No offense to Foye or Ventrell, but that's not their forte. So when the Jaguars do bring an extra guy, or they bring a zone dog to still only make it 4 guys, Devin's going to help a lot in that category.
I ditto that enthusiastically. I mean, when you look at the numbers when he's been in the lineup, they were, the takeaways, the sacks were in the positive direction. Without him in the lineup, on the negative side. So he can force the issue in the run game. He can force the issue in the takeaway game. He can force the issue in pressure game, and all those are going to be, I think, added components that Anthony Campanile is going to want to utilize.
This is Jaguars Happy Hour. We're taking a look at the Houston Texans this week, the Week 10 opponent, NRG Stadium in Houston. The site, 1 o'clock Sunday for the 5-3 Jaguars on the road. And they're facing the number 1 defense in the National Football League in the Houston Texans. They rank number 1 in total D, number 1 in scoring, and they're high in many of the other metrics as well, Duff. Why are they so talented, and how are they different at all than they were back maybe week 3?
I think they're probably even a little better, to be honest with you, and they were darn good at that time. I mean, but they've got speed and athleticism at all 3 levels, the front, the linebackers, and the back end. I mean, this is an athletic, recoverability, fast defense. And as I said, they can generate pressure with just 4 guys. I mean, really, I mean, their production has been outstanding. They're one of, I think, 7 teams in the league right now that have allowed less than 5 yards per play, and that's talking team defense. I mean, they limit their points. They're top 3 in pass possession time. They've limited that. Third down defense. I mean, they're really playing good ball. The area we got to attack them when we get the chance is in the red zone. They've struggled down there on defense, but geez, they've got players across the board, and I'm excited about watching them play, because I mean, if you want to see a good defense, this group can show it to you.
Yeah, you bring up the red zone. You got to get there first.
Yeah, good
well,
point.
I'm with you on that, but by God, we're going to do it.
Excellent point, Logs. Now that's analysis.
The one thing, too, I will add, I made this comment earlier today. We were having a conversation. I think it might have been with you, JP, that I don't think the Jaguars have had a more physical game than the meeting against the Texans the first time around yet this year. I mean, I think that was the number one black and blue game of the year. To where the Texans were physical, the Jaguars were physical. It was one of those games where you just want to give your team, Monday off and say, hey, get treatment and we'll see you on Wednesday, just because I know you guys are beat up. And I expect the same type of game against this Texans team. And Duff threw, just to add to this, because Duff threw out some stats on their defense, and I'll give people the rundown, a quick rundown, synopsis here. Number one in points allowed. Number one in total defense, and that's yards. 6 against the rush. 4th against the pass. 3rd in third down efficiency. 4th in takeaways. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. There's not many teams in the league that have been able to have that type of defense, and this is a legit defense. There's some teams that have an inflated number defense just because they have an offense that might be very poor. And so the opponent doesn't put the foot on the gas, so to speak. That ain't the case with the Texans. This is a legit, strong defense in the National Football League.
And to answer your early statement, they're ascending right now. The takeaways that Jeff just talked about, they've gotten 10, which is number one in the league since week 5, and in the schedule. So I mean, they're ascending right now as far as that's concerned. So, like Jeff said, we're going to get their best shot. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
There are a handful of starting defensive players on the injury report, at least on Wednesday. The Thursday one is not out yet. We'll get that to you when it does come down. But Will Anderson, the defensive end, Nico Autry, defensive end, did not practice on Wednesday. Jalen Petrie, the safety and nickel corner in the concussion protocol, he's probably not going to play. So that's a little bit of a blow. And they also have a backup kicker. Matthew Wright, former Jaguar, is going to kick for them.
Maybe.
In special teams.
They haven't made a decision or
I think
call,
they
did they?
They had him in the locker room today.
Oh, wow.
Well, he's an 87% field goal percentage guy, bounced around in the league, but he's no slouch either now.
He's the one that ended the 20-game losing streak for the Jags in 2021 in London against the Dolphins. 53-yard field goal. Barely made it over.
And that was an amazing kick because he's not exactly known for having the most powerful leg.
Yeah. That was about as much as he had.
53 yards is about his limit.
That's about it. So we'll see him on Sunday as well. Anything else, Duff, about this Jaguars offense now with, we got a lot of questions on the injury report on that side still with wide receivers dinged up. Who's going to be up is really the question, I think, going into Sunday. And then how do you attack this Houston D?
Well, I think you got to make them run. We got to come out running the football and stretch them out and try to tire them out. I mean, I think, and it doesn't hurt every once in a while to run right at them. I mean, as far as that's concerned, but we've got to try to get this, control the ball where we can get their defense to stay on the field, and we can try to wear them down so that late in the game or in the second half, now we can really start to get the chunks necessary. This is a good group, as I mentioned to you. So it's going to take execution in the highest form. Things that we've talked about. I mean, again, we've got to clean up the operation. We can't give snaps away. We can't put ourselves in less manageable down and distance by that. We've got to start fast and score. Okay, so and that's a no-brainer statement for every team. But we got to get points.
That's been a struggle so far.
Well, and
the starting fast part
and scoring early. I mean, so we got to get that done. Got to protect our quarterback, and let him operate right now. I think that'll be a big thing. And then from a defensive standpoint, we got to affect Mills now. We got to let him know that he's in for a long afternoon and with pressure. I think that, we got to spike that up, and I think Coach will do that. Takeaways, again, let's get rolling on that contagion again, get that for us, and then eliminate those explosive gains that this team has the ability to make against you. And I think things will be in good shape.
Physicality. Always when the Texans and Jags.
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, we mentioned how physical of a game we expect it to be, and I think it's going to be that way too. And, the Texans did a really good job the last time. They came out and they showed like a 46, 5-down look and said, you know what, go ahead and throw the ball, we dare you. And the Jaguars weren't able to do that. And I think they're going to come out and do the same exact thing. I think they're going to play 5 down. They played 5 down this past week a little bit, and I expect them to do the same thing to stop the Jaguars' emphasis on running the football, and I think they're going to challenge Trevor Lawrence. They're going to dare the Jaguars to throw the football, and I think this is a game that 6 teams got to be able to make some throws in this ball game to loosen that defense up so that the running game can have an impact. Because if you allow them to play 8-9 in the box, I mean, look, it's going to be a long day of football.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's no doubt. I think they're going to follow suit to their first game plan, and I said try to make Trevor beat him, in terms of his play, and he's going to have to come through with that. Doesn't always mean that he's got to have to make the big play. We don't have to get big chunks every down. Just move the chains.
Be efficient.
Wear them down.
To your point, in the first game, the Jaguars had 11 first-half rushing yards and then finished the game with 86. So they got going a little bit in key moments there in the second half to push their way into a victory 17-10. Duff, always a pleasure.
Well, geez, it's an honor for me. Are you kidding me? I don't want to leave.
It's an
I think
honor
I'm
for
sleeping
us.
overnight. No, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'd like to be here overnight. So thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll put a cot in for
you.
I
may go just under this table, whatever it takes.
Love it. Good to see you, Duff.
Thank you very much. Love it.
Former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner joining us each and every Thursday here on Jaguars Happy Hour. Kainani Stevens coming up. If we get the injury report in, we'll get that to you as well. Then at 5 o'clock, Jags HQ, Tony Boselli, James Gladstone joining us in studio. And from the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. On 1010XL 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube, this is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Get ready, Jacksonville. The biggest blue and gray celebration of the year is almost here. UNF Homecoming is November 12th through the 15th. Head over to the Nest for the Homecoming Parade, tailgate, homecoming game, and more. It's fun for the entire family. So swoop in and join the celebration. Find all the details and the full schedule of events at unf.edu/homecoming. That's unf.edu/homecoming. And we'll see you there. Swoop!
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies based in Jacksonville has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
Watch the game, host your crew, or just unwind at PC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4600. 4772.
Ultimately get to the quarterback when it's like almost quick game, but it's not. You know, it's that in-between of drop-back pass that I think Vegas did a pretty good job of attacking us that way. And some of those instances are also some more opportunities to also get some of these. You know, like when it's in between quicks and drop-back, if we can't get home, all right, how can we affect the pocket or affect the play by getting our hands up like we obviously did on the 2-point play to end the game? But we've got to affect the quarterback better.
That's the head coach, Liam Cohen, and welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour from the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center, 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. Our thanks to former Jags linebackers coach and NFL defensive coordinator Mark Duffner, joining us each and every Thursday, breaking down the opposition with his scouting report. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman, Kainani Stevens steps in with us now, Jaguars reporter. Hello, Kai.
Hello. Thanks
Greetings.
for having me.
Happy Thursday.
It. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, hopefully another happy Thursday next week because the Jaguars beat the Texans.
That would be nice. I would appreciate that.
How cool would that be to send them kind of to the bowels of defeat?
Yeah.
I made a Mortal Kombat reference on Jags Am because I feel like this is the opportunity where finish them because they're kind of on the ropes a little bit. I don't know if you've been watching. I've been watching some of the D'Amico Ryans press conferences the past couple of weeks.
I've heard he's a little salty.
It's very reminiscent of some we may have had around here last year. It's getting a little animosity, a little animus going on. So I think there's an opportunity there.
You know, we should send one of our guys to do D'Amico's press conference,
He's already getting into it with their own beat writers, so I don't even know if we need to.
D-Rock or, Mark Long.
Send O'Halloran over there and sick him.
Or Ryan to ask the questions about, his quarterback and the hit on it, bring it up again on Friday and start, just needling him a little bit, It
is amazing how quick that turned.
Karma, JP. It's called karma.
I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. Let's put it that way.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, but obviously with the win, the Jags would be 6-3, and then no matter what happens with Indy, you get them twice in December, and a lot of football left. But then you're set up for a whole lot of other things if you can get this one done in the division, Kai.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been talking about the back end of the schedule, and yeah, it's easy to say on paper you should be winning these games, but 2 of them are against the Titans. I mean, the Cardinals, who are going to have Brissett because Kyler Murray's going to be on IR, I think. So there's opportunity there. Now, a lot of this is the Jaguars not getting penalties and playing well as well. There's 2 parts to this. You can't just assume you're going to win the game, but that's all you can really ask at this point, right? Like, you went through this still a little bit this game, but the hard part of the schedule where you were worried about it, right? If you're coming out of that with a winning record, now going into what you would consider the manageable part of the schedule, that's all you can really ask for with a new regime, as much turnover as they had. It's pretty cool.
I'm always nervous about 2 things. One,
why are you nervous?
Because I know that that's kind of the perception is that this is the easy part of the schedule. Right?
By wins and losses, it is.
Right. And so, a lot of people are looking at strength of schedule going forward for the Jaguars versus, the Colts and other teams in the league. But, man, I have a hard time putting the Texans into that easy schedule category.
I wouldn't say I would say I don't think that the Colts or the Texans are easy games, but I think in a division game, anybody can win at any given moment. So in that regard, it's going to be – you don't really know because it's division games and you know each other so well.
I'm nervous.
So, absolutely.
I'm nervous. It's a division game and they've got the number 1 defense.
And there's a bunch of Jags injuries, a lot of changes right now.
They got injuries too.
They do too.
Everybody's dealing with injuries at this time of the year. But look, when you play good defense and the Texans don't appear, Petrie kind of the exception, but they don't seem to have a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball that would impact them in a great way. Their superpower, to use James Gladstone's term, he uses that term quite a bit, are the edge players in the corners. Those 2 guys that play the edge, they're just as good against the run as they are against the pass. Anton Harrison and Walker Little better strap it up this week. Tighten that chin strap up a little bit, put a little extra pumps of air in the helmet a little bit. Do they even put air in the helmet anymore now?
You would know better than
we
would
George.
know.
I think it depends on the helmet.
I'd have to ask George. They got so many new helmets now.
They do. They certainly do. Let's ease your anxiety here a little bit because the Jaguars have help coming.
Help me out.
Help coming. Jakobi Meyers traded from the Raiders to the Jaguars. I was fascinated with his answer when he said, I was playing against these guys and talking so much crap on the field the other day. Then I had to come in the locker room and explain it. And now he's on the team with these guys. So speaking of superpowers, James Gladstone said in an interview that his superpower is pretty much catching the football.
Right, which is like music to everyone's ears here, right? Because we've been talking about the drops for so many weeks at this point. So have someone sure-handed. And also just, I think we talked a little bit about this on Jags Am, just having someone that's in the right place, once he knows the system, but just where you expect them to be. Trevor excelled when he had a Christian Kirk. He had, Marvin Jones, whoever. People were where he expected them to be. I feel like that really helps him out. And if he can have someone that is going to catch the ball, if it's anywhere near them and they're in the right place, I mean, that's all you can ask for at this point.
And I think he's really, I would add really smart, football awareness to Jakobi Meyers' superpower as well, just because, he plays quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a work ethic that is fantastic. You watch his interviews, you can tell he's very mature. And then he's got some past history with, with the coach, who's going to help him out here. And he's a smart guy. I would not be surprised if you have a playbook that's completely open this week for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. And I'm sure that they're kind of waiting to see. But there's nothing that you ever hear about him whatsoever that's in a negative fashion at all. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of guy you'd like to trade for, which is it's kind of rare. I mean, right? I mean, it's not very often you get a player that, is a good player, that has high character, that is smart. Those are the ones that you usually don't get at this point of the season. You get them in free agency maybe, or you draft them, but that's hard to get, as somebody's quote-unquote cast-off. So it's pretty cool.
You mentioned he's a former quarterback. He has 3 career passing touchdowns as well. So Liam Cohen, Grant Udinski.
Not this year, not this week. I don't think you're going to put something in this week like that.
Might be a touch early.
That's what the Texans are thinking, too. Come on, it's the perfect time, Wags.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Kind of double cross.
Yeah, that's right.
What's the play going to be?
I don't know.
A little reverse pass?
Yeah, like step back, throw it wide, and then throw it to the
one
back
that we
of the
saw
end zone.
this past week didn't end up so good.
I was going to say, maybe we take a week off of that for just get back on.
Was it Travis that threw
it was Travis.
back and he bounced it to Trevor?
Trevor said
it looked like they already sussed it out before it even got to Travis, though. So I was like, I don't know.
I gotta say, Trevor handled the one hopper like a shortstop.
He did.
Man, that was pretty good.
Like Derek Jeter.
Yeah, that was nice.
Not quite Derek Jeter.
More Jorge Posada, like trying to play catcher and like keep it in front of him.
Smooth.
The Raiders, by the way, weren't buying it.
No,
that's what I meant. They already. No one was fooled at that point.
No, you didn't fool us on that one.
Time for the Jaguars defensive coverage of the game presented by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association, benefits for federal employees and retirees. We take a look at the Texans' offensive leaders and numbers, and they're 19th in total offense. They are 24th in points per game. They are last in the league in the red zone, and that's all with C.J. Stroud. Well, now they got the backup quarterback Davis Mills coming in, and Logs, you mentioned it. He does have a winning record against this team, but it's been a few years. Those were some different times around here. Mm-hmm. It's been a while since he has started a game. Dalton Schultz, one of the favorite targets so far. In fact, the leading receiving numbers for the Houston Texans, the tight end. Yeah, the tight end. Of course, Brock Bowers last week had a game at tight end for the Las Vegas Raiders. But Schultz has not found the end zone yet this year. Collins has 3 times. Xavier Hutchinson has found it 3 times as well. And then Woody Marks, the running back, has really stepped up the last little bit here and run the ball well for the Houston Texans.
By the way, Brock Bowers, stud.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh?
Stud. I don't know if there's a better receiving tight end in the league
right now
than him. No,
yeah.
No. I mean, he's been hurt. And there's some other guys that have better stats, but when you watch how he runs his routes, his route running is exceptional. I would put him probably top 5 in the league, and as far as how he sells the routes and sets guys up to get separation, which is it's special. I mean, there's not many tight ends that do that. I mean, most of the tight ends are a little bit more lumbering, don't know the finer details of route running. Man, he's got it all. I mean, he made this one little move on Dewey. And I mean, Dewey was just like, I mean, no offense to Dewey, but I mean, like, this guy is unique. He's really special. Speed, athleticism, great hands, great route running ability, ultimate competitor. Those are 5 things that he's elite.
He has 23 career catches against the Jaguars. He has 143 career catches overall. So 23 of those against the Jags.
Wow.
Jaguars have tight ends, give them fits sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, occasionally. Hey, Jaguars All Access tonight.
Yes.
This will ease your anxiety, Logs.
Okay.
Who you got tonight?
Someone that doesn't get stressed very much at all, apparently. Cam Little, and I think is Ross coming too. I think Ross Matisic is coming too.
They run in packs, these specialists.
They do. They're all in one.
We got to ask Ross what happened on that.
I won't be doing that.
On the last one?
On the
it's all you, Jeff.
The field goal tying snap.
Yeah, it was a heck of a hold.
Making it dramatic.
Talk about shortstops.
Yeah.
Good thing Logan Cook's got a little baseball in his background. He got that one pretty good.
Certainly did. Got it around in time, laces out, and got the game time field. And
best holder in the league, by the way.
Yeah, and I love the story of the football. The record kick was the first ball, and then it went in the stands twice later in the game. They had to get it back.
Because they kept kicking with the same ball.
Right, he wanted to keep using it because it was a good ball, not put it in Canton.
Lucky ball.
Right. So they used it pretty much. I think he missed 1 or 2 kicks with another, or had another kick or 2 while they were trying to chase the other ball down. They got it back and ended up using it.
I remember that they after the 70-yard kick in the preseason, they sent something to Canton.
Yeah, his jersey and his shoes. He's not sending the balls.
No.
He's keeping them both. Also, the other 70-yard ball is sitting in his pantry next to his power bars.
Power bars.
Put them in like a safe
That's your
deposit.
22-year-old right there.
Yeah.
Hasn't gotten around to putting it on the mantle yet. It's just in the kitchen.
Cool. Does he even have a mantle? I don't know.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I guess
Somewhere,
so.
some bookcase, something to put it up.
Some kind of shelf.
Some sort of shelf that's not in the pantry.
I didn't get a look, and so maybe you guys can help me out. I didn't get a look as to see like how high it was going over the crossbar.
It had a couple more yards on it, I would say.
I mean, if you had to guess.
Probably 70.
Yeah.
At least. It was not like, it didn't squeak over. It was over. It was more just like if it keeps going straight or not.
It would have hit the bottom of the wall behind the goalpost.
I would say 71.
I mean,
over 70 probably.
71 2-ish?
Yeah.
Do you think he got all of it?
I don't know about that.
I don't think he did.
He said he didn't feel like he tried to hit it as hard as he could, but I think we've seen him kick it farther.
Yeah.
I think. Or harder, I guess.
What's cool is when he kicks those long ones is that it's all about leg speed, right? I mean, so you can drive it. So you see those guys in the long drive contest. Mm-hmm. They don't just stay there and do a standard golf swing. They literally like have an approach.
Yeah,
they kind of have like a running approach to get going, to get more club speed. And he almost does the same thing in that he literally is almost running through the kick. And it's pretty cool to see how he can do that. But it was just like when he hit it, I was like, he crushed it. He crushed it, but he didn't get all of it.
Well, he also said, we interviewed him earlier this week where there's going to be a special kind of behind-the-scenes thing about it, but he said it was a lot lower than he normally does because he kicks those, like the 70-yarder, they're never like usually the line drive thing because he has enough leg to be able to kick it normally and still get it there. And he was saying, so it was a lot lower than I normally do, so I was surprised by that, and then I didn't really know. He's like, although Logan stood up like he knew right away. I was watching it for a minute to see what was going to happen.
The coolest thing about that kick is that, during the bye week, everybody was sports talk and conversation around the water cooler and everything. It was like, the Jags, should they bring in a kicker because Cam is struggling? And the head coach was asked that in the bye week, and he stuck by his guy. He said, we believe in him. We think, you get away, get a reset, and come back fresh from the bye week. And the head coach stuck with him. And it was cool in that after Cam made that kick, the first one that congratulated Cam was the head coach.
First one out there.
Cool stuff.
Absolutely.
To me, there's a special quality about Liam. that he has, that he can connect with players. And I think that's just one example of many of how he connects with players and how the players, I think, give him that love back because he shows them the love, so to speak.
Jaguars All Access Television tonight, 7 o'clock, String Sports Brewery in Springfield. Get the White Wings.
If there's any left after Jeff's done.
Right.
Order to go tonight. About, I don't know if I'm going to do 20 or 30. But
30?
30?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
For you?
Ooh.
Well, for
Do you
me
share?
and the wife and daughter.
Okay, I was going to say.
Me.
I was like 30 because he's not sharing. I was like, what's
He
happening?
could probably do it.
No.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But, I'm gonna be good. I'm going to have, the only thing I'm going to have on the side is a salad.
You're going to need, that makes sense.
With lots of blue cheese on it.
There you go. Cam Little is the guest tonight on Jaguars All Access. Kai, thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Kainani Stevens joining us in studio. And if you want customized Jags furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. ZipChair, furniture for fans. The injury report has come out. We'll get it to you when we come back after Thursday's practices. Then at 5 o'clock, it's Jags HQ. This is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
My husband, Steve, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They only gave him months to live. That was years ago. Now, he's out there, under the tree. Nature photography is his thing. And apparently, so is catching poison ivy.
Oof, so itchy. UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
Johnstone Supply Wholesale provides HVAC contractors with Amana air conditioners, heat pumps, and furnaces homeowners trust. Built to be reliable, quiet, and energy efficient to provide indoor heating and cooling comfort year-round. Don't settle for less. Trust the experts. To find the right system for your home, locate an Amana Advantage specialist near you at johnstoneamana.com. That's johnstoneamana.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elase, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elase.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
I appreciate it. I mean, even if knowing that, though, that's been an issue, seeing them guys work after practice, work during practice, how serious they take it. It's ball drills all over, so that's a testament to them, honestly. Like, they working on it, they getting better every day, and I respect that, so hopefully I can come in and do my part, and I don't add to the problem.
Jakobi Meyers, after his arrival in Jacksonville Wednesday, after the Tuesday trade with the Raiders, And welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. Final moments from the Hyundai Studio. 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Coming up in a little over 5 minutes. It's Jags HQ. James Gladstone, Tony Boselli scheduled to join us in studio. Time now for the injury report presented by UF Health, the proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it just came down moments ago after Thursday's practice. We'll start off with the Houston Texans, where Will Anderson, Danico Autry, defensive ends, didn't practice Wednesday. Both were limited today, so that's a step up in status for them. Wide receiver Braxton Berrios with a chest issue, limited Wednesday, full today. He's trending the right way. Harrison Bryant, tight end, shoulder injury, hasn't practiced this week. Nick Chubb, the running back with a foot issue, didn't practice Wednesday, limited Thursday. Kaimi Fairbairn, the kicker with a quadriceps issue, has not practiced either day, so he's not going to go. Matthew Wright will be the kicker for the Houston Texans. Christian Harris, linebacker, shin issue, has not practiced either day. Titus Howard, the tackle, has not practiced either day with a concussion. Ed Ingram, guard, knee injury, has not practiced either day. The safety, Jalen Petrie, concussion, did not participate, not expected to go this week. Dalton Schultz, back full today with a knee and shoulder issue, the tight end. And, of course, Stroud has already been ruled out at quarterback with a concussion. Davis Mills will make the start. Now for the Jaguars participation report on Thursday's practice. De'Ami Brown upgraded to full participation with the concussion issue today, so that's trending the right way in the protocol. Ezra Cleveland, the guard, has not practiced either day. Knee and ankle issues, of course, left last week's game. Dennis Gardak with a chest issue, the linebacker, limited both days. Devon Hamilton, back issue, limited both days. Jack Kaiser, quadriceps issue, the linebacker, limited both days. Jordan Lewis has not practiced either day this week with a neck issue. The corner, Devin Lloyd, is full both days. He's going to go, he says in the locker room this week. Hunter Long, tight end, has not practiced either day. Wyatt Milam, a guard with a knee issue, not listed Wednesday, limited today. Quentin Morris, the tight end, groin issue, full both days. Tim Patrick, wide receiver, the same thing, full both days. But Brian Thomas Jr., with the ankle injury now, did not practice again today. So that's a concern moving ahead for the Jaguars receiving corps. Long list for both teams in this week's game. The Jaguars and the Texans both beat up.
That time of year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of how it works. That's why you got practice squad. And, you expect the guys to step up. And I think it's also going to be interesting to see how they handle some of these injuries from a personnel standpoint offensively. Do they go a different route when it comes to personnel groupings than they've done in the past?
Yeah.
For example, like going to the Rams game. Not from the Jaguars standpoint, but the Rams really mixed it up and gave the Jaguars kind of a curveball from the personnel grouping that they were actually expecting to see.
3 tight ends start the game.
Could the Jaguars maybe do something like that? I mean, but they're banged up at wide receiver a little bit. They're banged up at tight end a little bit.
They don't have 3 tight ends to put out there.
Could you go out there with, 7 offensive linemen and have them out there doing this, reporting, as
absolutely.
eligible receivers?
Certainly.
And have, Wyatt Milam up and to go along with, Ezra sounds like he's going to be out, having missed 2 days. But, it'll be interesting to see how they do that.
Big matchup, of course, AFC South battle. You can put the Texans pretty much all but out of it, and it would put the Jags in a prime position now with the middle of November looming.
It's just sweeping the Texans.
It'll be big. It's been a while.
The team whose coach and general manager were so arrogant last year in their handling of the injury to Trevor Lawrence. And, we were talking earlier about karma, right? I mean, karma sometimes can go around a little bit. And I hope that the Jaguars beat them at their place, get a sweep. The Texans have dominated the Jaguars since their existence.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the numbers, I want to see the Jaguars dominate them now.
Let's turn it around.
Time to change the future.
Yeah, the past is in the rear
direction of how things used to be.
That's Jeff Lageman. I'm JP Shadrick. Our thanks to Mark Duffner, Kainani Stevens. Coming up in about 15 seconds, it is Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network. This is Jaguars Happy Hour.
Welcome to Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida. JP Shadrick and former Jaguar Jeff Lageman sit down each week with the decision makers of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
We're going to bring you a product that you all can be proud of. With that, game on.
Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, starts right now.
Welcome in. It is Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida from the Hyundai Studios. We're on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. The Jaguars and the Texans coming up in Week 10, NRG Stadium, Houston, the site. Jaguars EVP Tony Boselli joining us in studio now after another busy week for the Jags in the front office. Tony, how are you? What's up?
Good. Doing good.
Yeah.
Busy, but good.
Do we got a finable offense here for Gladstone being late?
Oh, he might be busy. I don't know. Might be working on stuff. You never know what he's doing.
I mean,
it's always a mystery.
Trade deadline's already passed, so that's not going on.
There he is.
Couldn't be trading anybody because he's just too late for that. Oh, here he is, James Gladstone, making his way into the studio. Jaguars general manager, welcome in, James.
Fresh off a lap.
Oh, here you go. See?
Had to sprint the last phase, seeing that I was going to be a little late.
To get back.
It's been a busy week in this Jaguars front office. Let's begin with the effort and the grit and the win in Las Vegas with, the injury report going into the game, but then in-game. Guys are dropping. You're bringing guys who were on the practice squad into the lineup in the fourth quarter and overtime, and it just showed some resiliency from this football team.
Preach. I think that was something that, thinking back to a lot of our discussions that took place in preseason games, what's our response look like when things don't go perfect, And I think that was a great reflection of so many players responding the right way, our coaching staff responding the right way. It did take everybody that was on the grass to bring that to life. Obviously on the final play of the game, we had some errors. And luckily, we got somebody who stepped up and was able to make a play. Right? Without Devon in that situation, floating, right?
Can we measure that vertical?
I know the hang time was the impressive piece in that one. He was definitely hovering to some extent. Oh, yeah, levitating. It was a phenomenal moment. Certainly gave everyone a chance to maybe pause.
I never saw it. I literally, I'm looking at the open guys going, oh, my God. And all of a sudden, Frank,
where'd the ball go?
It's blocked. I'm like, by who? I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I think, but so many great moments to look at in that game as meaningful, impactful in the outcome. Obviously, to be able to have a point on the board going into half and having a kick from Cam that, shook a lot of folks. For us, in the right way.
Yeah.
For others, it allowed us just a little bit of an edge that we needed going into halftime. And, I think that even the decision to call a timeout, right, when Liam did early on that drive was really impressive because there are plenty of people that may have decided otherwise. Hey, you got stopped for a short gain, so let's just take it to halftime, right? That's a very smart decision at that moment.
Yeah, and I want to point out that the long completion, I think it was like 17, 18 yards to Parker.
Right.
Yep.
The way that he came back to the ball.
It's a great play by him.
I did in the film room this week. Was just a savvy, veteran, smart play by Parker.
Preach. No, that was everything we needed in that moment. It wasn't perfect in any sense. But guys were out there making plays. They were above the X's and O's in so many different instances across the board in all three phases. And, those are the types of wins that you look back on and you're certainly glad to be in that column, right, the left column. But coming into the season, the emphasis was in one-score games, how do we learn to win? And what are some of the things that we can do in order to make it so that when our best is required, we're showing up and we're not at the end of the season looking back saying those were still hurdles for us to overcome.
I don't recall in my time in the NFL to where a field goal seemed to ignite a team. It felt like that. Would you guys say the same thing?
Oh, I thought it was a critical moment. I'll be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have called timeout if I was the coach. After that short gain, probably would have said, hey, let's just get into half and regroup. It was bad first half because nothing was going our way. At the long drive ended in interception after first and goal on the 1. And so nothing positive. I give Liam a ton of credit for fighting through the final whistle of the first half, and then just to have the guts, the ability, or a kicker who has the ability to hit from 68. I mean, I think that got everyone juiced. It felt like being in the stadium from a very melancholy kind of down 30 or 29 minutes and 54 seconds to the last 6 seconds of like, oh my, let's go. Like, we're ready. You could feel it. You could sense it. So it was a big time kick. And it does take some guts because, paying attention, the Raiders have a return guy back there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have confidence your guy can at least get it through the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, you now have
bunch of Bosellis covering.
A bunch of OL chasing down a returner.
Yeah, not a good.
And we've seen many times.
By the way,
JP's lived it with the Iron Bowl.
Well, the Jags lived it here.
We lived it
had
here.
one here.
That's exactly right. And so that's a dangerous play, and the confidence in Cam by Liam and Heath, their special teams coordinator, and the whole team, and for him to deliver there, that's big.
And the execution of the clock play after the completion to Parker Washington, the way Parker got up.
That's right.
Ran the ball right back to the official, right where it needed to be, and hands it to Hainsey. Hainsey puts it down. The official literally just touched the ball.
That's right.
He didn't even move it. And, that was just,
And there's no timeout, so you got your field goal unit coming on.
Right.
And you're going to have to kick right away. You're going to have to get lined up, make sure everybody's squared away because you don't have a timeout to work with in order to make that transition.
That's right.
Everybody's in a little bit of a hurry.
Yeah, excellent play.
Tony Boselli, James Gladstone with us on Jags HQ. Well, Jakobi Meyers was playing on the other side on Sunday for the Las Vegas Raiders. And 3 days later, he's in the Jaguars locker room after the trade. 2 draft picks go to Vegas, 4th and 6th rounder next year to bring in Jakobi Meyers, a guy who was an undrafted player coming out. Patriots, Raiders, seems super consistent catching the football. And now, how difficult is this? And take us through first the trade itself. When did it begin? How busy was the deadline for you this year? And then how'd you come to the deal with Jakobi?
Yeah, I think there's a lot there. I'll certainly try and work in at your cadence. But I know, just going back to one of the first elements, right, the idea of Jakobi going from West Coast to East Coast, operating on a totally different internal clock, right? So he arrives, let's just give everybody an idea, on Wednesday morning, right?
Okay, red-eye flight.
Yeah, I should say this. Wednesday night, arrives at the facility Wednesday morning for his physical.
Got it.
So he gets up at 5 a.m. for a physical. That's 2 a.m. West Coast time. Right?
After landing in Jacksonville at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
So we got a full work day. Okay, so passes the physical. He's into the team meeting. He's now into position meetings, group meetings, walkthrough, practice before he ever ends his day, right? Great walkthrough, great practice, very efficient. But to go through the whirlwind of looking across and wait a minute, I'm actually in a practice session with the same guy that was covering me 48 hours ago in Las Vegas. This is an odd sensation, right? This is a weird feeling. So not only are you going through the physical elements, but now you're going through this some version of a spin, right?
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone, where you're like, what the heck is going on?
Well, you're not even mentioning what he has to go through to get out of Vegas to get here. I mean,
that's right.
Throwing something in a suitcase and then leaving behind.
How much do you actually have with you?
Not a lot.
No,
he was on a plane 2 hours after he found out.
Right, it moves fast. There's no doubt about it. But I can.
Did they got a service that helps people kind of do that? Hey, let me call 1-800-NFL. I got traded.
Right.
We
all got
pack my stuff up.
Operations staffs that they go full support mode and do what they can to make it as seamless as possible. Knowing it's just it's an imperfect science, but nonetheless, in the lead up to any trade deadline, there are general conversations that happen with every front office. The conversation specific to Jakobi didn't actually truly come to life until day after our game, and any sort of movement, offer, discussion, negotiation, all that kind of stuff didn't happen then to become official until Tuesday about, mid-morning or so. I don't know the exact time, but that was roughly the timeline behind a lot of that conversation. And I think a big reason as to why we prioritized Jakobi at this stage was certainly going through some attrition at the wide receiver position as of right now. Jakobi is someone who certainly has a specialized skill set in terms of the consistency in which he catches the ball. We've been having an issue there. You got to feel like, if there's an opportunity to address that with somebody who's very gifted in that arena, why not discuss it, work through it, try to bring it to life? And so certainly feel good from that lens. Beyond it, know through many avenues what he's like as a human being, what he's like as a teammate. We've had EB, who spent time with him in Las Vegas.
Edgar Bennett, the wide receiver coach.
That's right. And so some of those items helped. Okay, obviously bringing him in at the midpoint of the season, what's the acclimation period going to look like? You have intimate knowledge, EB, on what his capacity is mentally, how seamless of a transition that could be, or what verbiage may need to be bridged in order to accelerate that transition. And so you work through a lot of that in the lead up to make sure that this isn't something that you feel like's gonna take too long before we actually reap the rewards or impact of. And I think it was pretty clear to see through the first couple of practices that we'd probably see a strong match in terms of system and skill from him as a player. Look forward to seeing that come to life when the lights are brightest, but certainly through the first 48 hours, it feels like it was a strong decision.
I would imagine when you trade for a player mid-season, intelligence has got to be a big factor just because of the ability to pick up a system and hit the ground running. Otherwise, you're really not going to get benefit from that player for however long it takes. And prior to the Raiders game, I actually was watching some of the interviews on the Raiders website and happened to come across a couple of the Jakobi Meyers clips where he was being interviewed. Super intelligent guy, at least he comes off that way in the interviews that he had. Super aware. And the way he handled that whole request of wanting to be traded, I don't know if I've ever seen a player handle that situation in which he's let it be known that he'd like to be traded. I've never seen a player handle it as classy as he did in that situation. And I'm not trying to blow smoke because he's a Jaguar now. I'd say the same thing if he was still with the Raiders.
Sure.
I was impressed. It really stuck. It stuck out to me, and it stuck with me just because he impressed me by watching that.
Yeah. I think that says a lot about who he is. Obviously, to project that, to move the way that he did, despite it being a challenging situation, it says a lot. And I think, obviously, you see the real root of humans when you're going through an adverse moment. We got to see that from afar in Jakobi in particular because it wasn't all picture perfect. Right, and he was still able to do his thing and move in a professional manner. We know we're going to go through some adverse moments here the rest of the season. It's not going to be picture perfect the rest of the way, and hopefully he can continue to showcase that, and we feel the benefits of it.
All right, guys, let's come back, and we'll dig into the Houston Texans.
Let's do that.
And the matchup in Week 10, AFC South Showdown. The most important game in franchise history.
That's the one.
It's the next one.
It's pretty important, JP.
It certainly is. And this is Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Listen up, Jags fans. Fashion meets football with the latest trends in sports gear. The Jags Pro Shop is bringing the heat with top brands including Fanatics, Nike, New Era, and now Lululemon. That's right, you can now rep your Jags in the premium style and performance of Lululemon gear. Suit up for game day and find the fit that's right for you at the Jags Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Football and Miller Lite. Duval's greatest pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going well past postgame. Sunday night overtimes. Followed by Monday morning pride. Knocking on bar tops for luck. Kicking back on any given Sunday. You never forget the way some things taste. Jags football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman, joined by Tony Boselli and James Gladstone from the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center. It's Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida. Yes, Jeff?
All right, before we move on to the Texans, any other chatter in trade circles, that interested you?
Yeah.
Or did you get any phone calls from people saying, hey, James, can we get this guy maybe for something?
Yeah, there was plenty of chatter. Nobody asking in any official way, are any of your other players available going down those paths. We shut those down if they did come up.
Right.
And I think beyond that, it was certainly interesting to see the rest of the landscape of the league and the trades unfold, especially as we inch closer and closer to the buzzer, so to speak. A lot of big moves.
A lot of first-round picks being thrown around.
So that was certainly entertaining, especially if you're a fan, but even just being a part of the day in a real way was certainly a energizing moment in time. And I know it was certainly invigorating just to see that, hey, this isn't the league isn't stagnant. Right, this isn't a time in which the league has gone dormant during the trade deadline, and teams are doing their part to feel like they're making their team or their organization or making their team better or setting their organization up for the future in a real way. And I think that offers a lot of positives.
Does the league know? I mean, do you have is there a list of all GMs' phone numbers you guys can say, hey, so you get access to all these guys? Or is there a message board? Hey, man, I got this guy. He's available. Anybody want to come and take a look or give me an offer?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be wild.
It would be. Can you
auction
imagine?
site.
That'd be wild. An auction site.
Oh my God! Like an eBay.
Evolution. We got a real-time evolution going on.
Have a message board for the all
That's
GMs.
fascinating.
Hey, we're
that
selling this
exist.
guy.
I mean, that certainly would make things a little more efficient, but you probably build up the Rolodex over the course of, let's say, GMs who have been in the seat for quite some time are going to have anybody who's been in the position's numbers. You end up getting those contacts over the course of a off-season, in-season, when you're together. So it becomes rather easy to just pick up the phone and have a conversation. Hey, is there anything you guys are looking for positionally? Is there anything that you guys are looking to maybe shed positionally, and then go from there? So it's usually general, and it gets more specific as conversations.
Boy, message board sure would streamline.
Oh, it would. Boy. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Can you imagine the back and forth on those things? No way.
Man.
It'd be wild.
Paddles.
Oh, jeez.
I got it first. First and third. First and second. Just keep on going up.
Like an auction, right?
Oh, man. Texans Jaguars coming up this Sunday.
That'd be wild.
That would be wild.
Can you imagine? Second matchup, Jags looking to sweep the season series against the Houston Texans, who have injury issues of their own, and namely at quarterback, C.J. Stroud in the concussion protocol, so Davis Mills will get the start. He had some starts against this team. It's been a few years. How different is Davis Mills than C.J. Stroud in terms of skill set?
Usually you're going to see some version of differentiation between QB1 and QB2. What I do know is Davis stepped in last week and kept them as a competitive football team. versus a very challenging team in the Denver Broncos. He came in the same year as Nico Collins, so they have built up rapport just naturally with time spent together, even dating back to, let's call it that offseason where rookies are playing with rookies and both of them are growing. So you know that there's going to be something that they can sort of tap into from synergy standpoint, time on task together. He's going to be a little less mobile than what we saw in CJ, but that doesn't mean that that it stops in the pocket. He was able to extend some last week, and I know that there's a point of emphasis from them to do so as they inch towards a starting situation for him. So it's certainly got to be something that we take into consideration. But when it comes to throwing the football, operating their offense efficiently, I think it was very vivid that even last week, without any preparation as QB1 in the lead-up, he's more than qualified to put points on the board.
Yeah, he started a lot of games, and he's won games. So, I mean, this is a guy you gotta go play good defense. They want to run the ball. They've made it clear about that. Woody Marks, their rookie, has kind of taken over that top spot of running the ball and has done a great job. And someone we really liked coming in last year's draft. I really liked him. He's an SC guy. So
Coach Road.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I know. But they got the best defense in the NFL right now.
Oh, they're really
every statistical measuring data point you'd measure, they're the best.
I think Davis Mills, the only team he has a winning record against is the Jaguars.
Well, there you go.
Right?
So we got to change that.
He's 2-1, and he's only got 5 career wins. So I mean, it's got to be.
Got to do something about
Got
that.
to change that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Devin Lloyd trending the right way to get back in the lineup, which is good.
Yeah, that's a fair way to phrase it.
Yeah, got to have him back, and obviously impactful early in the season. Have missed his presence logs.
I was watching him warm up before the game in Vegas, and I was like, he looks ready to me. I mean, he's rolling.
You were just like everybody else that saw him prepping last week. I would say you don't want to put a player into a situation when it's higher risk than when they would typically be out on the field.
Yeah.
So that was some version of he looks ready, feels ready. We got a long season ahead of us.
Calves are tricky too, right?
Calves
That's exactly
are
right.
fickle. So that is,
kinda
you got to
wild how
understand
that is.
definitely the injury associated with it and just how they can play the mind game on you, so to speak, and they can linger. So let's not put ourselves in a position where that could be the case, despite us feeling good about where he's at and where he's trending. And it was the same for Tim Patrick. He looked good. He felt good. We have to be cognizant of the fact that we got a long season still in front of us, and we're going to need both of them at full health coming back so that they're not at higher risk for re-aggravation, which is where they were at ahead of that game. And so I think both of those guys are certainly going to put us in a better spot than when we were last week, having them both in the fray, and certainly looking forward to Devin's energy. He was able to bring more than just the plays on the grass. He was leading the charge for our locker room conversations, our on-field conversations, huddling up the group, getting things going before the 49ers game. I mean, he is a spark plug for that defensive unit and for the team as a whole. And so I know that the players, coaches alike are all jacked to see him back in the helmet.
Yeah, and I think he also has a big impact on your pressure package.
Preach.
He's your best blitzing linebacker that you have. I mean,
outstanding.
Super athletic, and so when you want to mix it up, I mean, he's a great guy to be able to send if you want to drop it in a zone dog or true blitz.
That's right.
Well,
he's a guy.
Well, and I think going back to what James said, because I think it's always important, because I know fans are always wondering, like, hey, when these guys get back, they want to get back. And then you see a guy like Devin working out the way he is. It's like, why isn't he playing? But I think it speaks to the coordination between the medical staff. And we have a great team led by Jeff Ferguson, Ferg, and Kaplan. And they do a great job of coordinating, because the players always want to come back. And this is what I love about this locker room. They want to be on the field.
Yeah.
And so they're pushing to come back. And this is the coordination between the medical staff, the player, coaching staff, front office, all buddy working together of keeping the players' health first and foremost.
That's right.
In mind.
Always want to hold them back as opposed to having to push guys.
And then long term, of what it means for the individual player and the club. And so these are guys, Tim Patrick and Devin Lloyd, who were fighting,
chomping at the bit
to get back on the field.
Begging,
like, and showing in practice in situations like, I'm ready to go. And this is where I really appreciate the leadership of Ferg, Kaplan, coordination with Liam, James, and myself, talking through the scenario. What's best for the player? What's best for the organization? Let's do that. Let's not just take a short-term version, make a short-term decision that could have an impact to the player and us as a club long-term. And so I think like how it was handled, but at the same time, itching to get Devin back out there and looking forward to seeing him out there against the Texans.
Let's return and dig into this Texans defense, and especially in the trenches. The matchup with the Jaguars offensive line this week against the Texans defensive front. This is Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Huddle up, My Gate Rewards members. Football is back. Celebrate with the Duval Meal Deal at Gate. Right now, grab a personal pizza and any 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.99. No matter what combo you choose, this meal's the perfect play. Happening now through January 5th, 2026. See store for details. A deal that's a victory for every fan. Gates got you.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman, Tony Boselli, James Gladstone in studio with us. It's Jags HQ.
All right, so a lot of people have been asking me, how's Travis Hunter? So I'll ask you guys, how's Travis Hunter?
Yeah, he's progressing well. I know he's in good spirits and continuing to assess. I think over the course of the next week or so, we should have a firm grip on really timetable, next steps, etc. But we're still in that window of time where we're assessing and making sure that he's put in the best position to return to who he is as a football player, and that's really good.
All right, there you have it. And now let's look ahead to the Texans on defense, especially. This is where last game, week 3, I mean, the physicality in the trenches was really where this game was won. The Jaguars in the first half couldn't run the ball, 11 rushing yards, and then found a way to run the ball in the second half. Most of the rushing yards there, ran for the touchdown there, about a minute and a half to go to take the lead and win the game. And Jags defense had takeaways certainly on the other side, but the Jags offensive line against this defensive front for the Texans, this is where it's won and lost, Tony, right?
Oh, it's always won and lost in the trenches. That's where the game. That's where you got to control the line of scrimmage. It's where you kind of have your physical presence be shown. And it's one of the pillars of what we believe. It's one of the pillars which the Texans believe. We're trying to be the more physical football team, the tougher, physically and mentally football team on the grass every Sunday. And so that does not change. We're facing a very good opponent who has a great defense front to back. They got a strong front seven. They got two ends that are both Pro Bowl level top ends in both the run and pass. They got a good backers. They got two of the best corners in football. They got an aggressive nickel in Petrie. I mean, they got from front to back, they are stacked at every level. And so for us, we got to just go out and be us because we're very confident also in our guys. We're confident in our offensive line. We're confident in our backs. We're confident in the game plan that, hey, we're going to go out there. We're going to be us. We're going to run the ball, protect, and kind of let the chips fall where they may and see who the more physical team is. I think the more physical team will win on Sunday. That's kind of the brand of football that both teams want to play, and we'll find out who can execute it better.
Kind of wild how the last matchup, you guys come out and then they match up with a 5-man front. And I think partly one of the reasons why they can do that, they feel ultra confident because of the two corners that they have. Because Derek Stingley Jr., good player, got a big contract extension. But I don't know if Kamari Lassiter ain't better.
Oh, Kamari is a true football player at the position.
He's physical.
There's no doubt about it. And, so often corners can just be touted for their coverage capacity. But, I mean, he fits the run as best as anybody at the position. And you feel his presence, his play energy, his demeanor. It jumps out. Got a lot of respect for how he operates, how he moves. And he's always going to be a tough task for anybody that's lined up across from him. But like Tony said, we've got a lot of confidence in our group that's walking out onto the field, knowing that we can operate at a high tick, and it's going to be a fun ball game to observe because everybody's going to want to go get it. All right, Tony, Will Anderson Jr., arguably the best edge player in the league as far as like run and pass. Who would you compare him to? A guy that you faced?
That's a good one. He's probably the body type and style of like a Michael McCrary.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to start with power. Everything's off the bull, speed to power. He's not a huge man. He's 255, 60 pounds. So he's not a big end, but he plays much more powerful than his body size.
Plays like he's 280.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you look at, I think he's listed on the sheet, right, what, 6'2"?
43.
250?
Yeah, 6'4", 243 they list him at.
Yeah, so he's 250, but he plays like 275, 280. And he can stack ends. He can bull rush. Off the bull, he's able to get edges. He's a tenacious player. He's just a really good football player. So you just got to match it.
Was a guy I was thinking of just because of how he plays so hard.
He was actually the same, and he was the same size.
Yeah.
250, got some length to him.
Yeah.
Comes downhill. Speed the bull is never going to be out of the play. And you just respect guys like Will Anderson in his style of play because he has the talent, but I think probably his superpower is probably his competitive spirit and his toughness more than anything.
And then Daniil Hunter on the other side's been at it for such a long time.
Daniil's more of an edge player.
Super athletic.
Maybe a little bit more refined as the athlete. Can very slippery, can get edges. And equally, different style player, different style rusher, but can play both run and pass and is equally as dangerous to mess up a game if you let him.
103.5 career sacks in his 11th year.
Yeah, that's impressive.
He's amazing.
That's like one of 7 active guys with 100-plus sacks.
He's a great player.
A Hall of Famer.
Great player.
Hall of Fame numbers.
Jaguars, Texans, AFC South battle, NRG Stadium, Houston. The Jags trying to sweep the season series, improve to 6-3. And then it's on to the next week. The Chargers after that.
Not even sure who we play next week.
We'll get to them next. You're not even worried about it. I love that.
Most important game in the history of the franchise this week, JP.
Is that what we got after that? I mean, I'm like you guys. I don't even look. For real, Chargers? Is that right?
I'll fill you in later.
No idea.
On the schedule.
Know we got the Texans Sunday.
1 o'clock Eastern.
12 o'clock Central.
Yeah, you're right.
In Houston.
In Houston.
That's where I'll be, so it's 12 o'clock.
Tony, thanks. James, thank you very much. Appreciate the insight as always.
Appreciate you guys.
James Gladstone, Tony Boselli joining us here on Jags HQ. If you want customized Jags furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. ZipChair, furniture for fans. This is Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The year-end sales event is going on now at your local Ford dealer. Celebrate with great offers to ring in the season. Now's the time to take home the legendary Ford F-150, the truck at the top of everyone's list. Or Ford Expedition, an SUV with room for all your passengers and presents. And if you're ready for big holiday thrills, unwrap the Built Wild Bronco SUV. Celebrate the holidays in a new Ford. Hurry, the year-end sales event ends soon. See your local Ford dealer today.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
This holiday, Verizon is helping you bundle up incredible gifts and savings. You'll get the latest phone with a new line on My Plan, and a brand new smartwatch and tablet. No trade-in needed, even on our lowest price plan. That's 2 gifts for your family and 1 for you. Or 2 for you and 1 for someone else. Or 3 gifts for you and only you. Either way, you save big on 3 amazing gifts at Verizon. All on the best 5G network. Visit Verizon today. Rankings based on Root Metric Truth Score report dated 1/2025. Your results may vary. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Additional terms apply.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman. Our thanks to James Gladstone and Tony Boselli. Good breakdown of how the trade went down for Jakobi Meyers. Jaguars receiver, was with the Raiders, and kind of came into play once the Jaguars were so banged up at wide receiver coming out of that game in Vegas, and they made the deal on Tuesday.
I think some of the planets got to kind of align for trades to happen. And I was watching before the game in Vegas that I believe it was Spytek, the GM for the Raiders, was having an extended conversation with Tony and James on the field. But, according to them, that conversation didn't even involve obviously Jakobi Meyers, because at that time they didn't realize they're going to have this glaring need for bodies.
Changes everything.
So I'm glad it happened. I mean, and look, 4th and 6th round picks for what could be a 1-year rental can be pricey. But the Jaguars had, I think, 13 picks prior to that trade. Now still have 11. So you have that's one of the reasons why you like to have the picks, is you can do things like that.
And you know what? He worked at a place that said bleep those picks, and then later had some picks. So he's had it both ways.
Yeah, well, the draft is the lifeblood of every franchise, and the Rams have been really good at getting value for those picks. And so you don't want to F them picks too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. You got to have them for sure.
They got 2 third-round pick outstanding pass rushers, right? A couple years ago. And so I'm sitting there thinking, okay, we've got some third-rounders. Don't trade any of them. Don't trade the seconds. Keep them.
Yeah, they'll need those moving ahead. We're going to come back in a moment. We'll dig deeper into the Texans with Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Texans, joining us to discuss the top defense in the league and what does it look like without C.J. Stroud. It's Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
The moment you drop off donations at a North Florida Goodwill, your things start new lives. A donated jersey helps someone suit up for success through education and training. A pair of old cleats helps a job seeker step confidently into new career opportunities. Every donation fuels Goodwill's mission to provide education, training, and career opportunities, removing barriers to employment and building brighter futures across our community. To find your nearest donation center and learn more, visit goodwillnorthfl.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
A bold change. A historic development is underway for the Bold City, and the Jacksonville Jaguars and team partners are a part of it. Introducing First and Forward, a development partner program highlighting the significant contributions made toward the transformative efforts to the city of Jacksonville. Thank you, Belter, Brooks Building Solutions, Jackson Electric Supply, Office Images, Sims Crane, Start Tech, and People's Gas. Championing progress on the field and in the community. The First and Forward program. The First Coast Forward Together. To learn more, visit jaguars.com/forward together.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. It is Jags HQ. JP Shadrick with you. Jeff Lageman returns in a few moments. Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans. They have the top defense in the league, but the offense is without quarterback C.J. Stroud this week in concussion protocol. So I asked him earlier today, what's the Davis Mills experience going to look like?
Well, this is a class of 21 reunion, JP. You know, you got Trevor Lawrence and Davis Mills going at it. Now, Mills was a third-round pick, of course, not the fanfare of Trevor Lawrence. But Mills is 4-5-1 versus the AFC South in his career. So there's something. I mean, it's not a great record. It's not a winning record, but it's a record. And Mills has 25 starts in his career. This will be start number 26. So he's played a lot of football. When he came into the game last Sunday, it had been a while. You know, he played well in the finale against Tennessee last year. Didn't play the first drive of the game. They just want to get CJ going in that game. And then Mills played well the rest of the way, pretty well. And I think that Mills has got a lot going for him when he's got the full cup of soup, you know, the full week of practice, prep, all of it. He talked about, yeah, he's mentally ready every week, but the speed of the game is just something that he's got to get used to. So he wasn't able to be at his best against the Broncos. So maybe it's a lot better against the Jaguars, but he's not the only guy who's banged up. So we'll see how it goes.
Can they run the football to help him? How's the offensive line play been and all that?
Yeah, and Chubb started the week hurt, so you don't know about him. Woody Marks has been really good for them, and I like Woody Marks getting more touches, actually. After that, there's a drop-off. But Dameon Pierce, you know, we've seen some good things. The best run of his career is against the Jags, as you know, in 2022. So it wasn't a long run, but it was an angry run. It won Angry Run of the Year on NFL Network. So you never know how this is going to go with the running game. I think that they'll be committed to try it. It's tough against the Jaguars, but they have to try it because if it's just Mills throwing all the time, and I thought they might have thrown it a little too much down the stretch against Denver because it was just a slim margin you were dealing with. They were never down more than 3 points in that one in the second half. So I think that they'll attempt to run the ball well, JP. And, you know, maybe Damien's got something left, but Woody has a whole lot to offer. They just have to find a way to pave some holes for him, to make some holes for him with the guys up front. And they've got injuries there, too, so we'll see how it goes.
Mark Vandermeer, voice of the Houston Texans with us, and a big reason why it could be a low-scoring affair, as it was last time, is this Texans defense ranked number 1 in the National Football League. How different are they from Week 3?
They've really found their stride, and they played good defense against the Jags. I really feel that way. I know the final drive, it wasn't there, but this Texans offense has been really challenged, and the defense is on the field a lot. The Texans offense against the Jags, the first meeting, it was turnover city in the fourth quarter. I mean, my gosh, if you just hang on to the ball and kick a field goal or two, you might win that game, as opposed to just coughing it up and donating it back to the Jaguars, and they know that. But this defense last week against Denver got off the field again and again and again and again. And with the Davis Mills-led offense, they looked pretty good when CJ first went out in the first half. Mills was moving the team a little bit, but it was field goals, not touchdowns. And then in the second half, you had 0 for 7 in third down, a lot of 3-and-outs. It just didn't work. And it just felt like a monumental task to get first downs. So I believe that this is definitely one of the best defenses in the league. You're right, number one in points and yards, and this is the deepest into the season a Texans offense has ever been this good at scoring defense, at holding the opponent down. And I believe they'll be able to do that against virtually anybody, including the Chiefs, when they get there in December. But the question is, can you match them on the offensive side of the football? And this week, with no C.J. Stroud and possibly no Chubb and Titus Howard in the concussion protocol, you got a lot of challenges there, but they'll have to do their best and try to get it going, because if they don't get this one, JP, it's 3-6, and it's going to be really tough.
That is Mark Vandermeer. The full conversation coming up this weekend on the Jags Podcast Network and countdown to kickoff Sunday ahead of Jaguars Texans. We'll return with more. Jeff Lageman joins us again. It's Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
It's game on, Jaguars fans, no matter where you might be. From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. So as long as you've got a TV and a signal, you don't have to miss another game. Just one more reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America 48 straight years and counting. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with Everbank. Open an Everbank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. Everbank, Advantage You. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
And welcome back. It is Jags HQ, and you're invited to the official Duval Watch Party presented by UF Health. Be at the bank this Sunday as the Jaguars take on the Texans in Houston. Attendance is free, but tickets are limited. Secure your spot at jaguars.com/watch party. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman, as Jags HQ rolls along. Our thanks to Tony Boselli and James Gladstone. Yeah, it's a backup quarterback, but they still have some familiar names in the skill positions, including Nico Collins at wide receiver, 33 catches, 414 yards for the season, and 3 touchdown receptions for Collins.
Yeah, he's kind of off. I mean, if you look at pull his career numbers up, I mean, he's off definitely pace for what he's been able to do career numbers-wise. But, you know, my biggest concern is that this is a guy that is an elite wide receiver that if I'm Davis Mills, in a perfect world, the Texans would love to run the ball to keep the Jaguars off balance and then start chucking the ball to 12 because he's that good. And let's go back to the first matchup. You remember the double move on Tyson Campbell?
Yeah.
Whoops. And then at the end of the game, he lost a fumble. I'm sure that he would like to make some amends for some of those plays, but he's a dangerous weapon.
Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for him, and not even with full games slated played. I mean, he played 15 games in 2023, 1,200, almost 1,300 yards, and only 12 games last year, just over 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns and 7 touchdowns, respectively.
What's his career yards per catch?
14.5.
Okay, and he's like 12.5 now, so he's kind of off of that pace. But he's the guy that can take the top off of a defense. He can make the contested catches. He's a big body. He runs well. He's the guy. I mean, and obviously the tight end Schultz and Christian Kirk are kind of, I don't know, they're complementary players, but Nico Collins is the guy.
I'll tell you what, Christian Kirk was open on that last drive in week 3, and the quarterback just missed him. That would have been a touchdown probably.
Yeah, probably was. But, the Christian Kirk, I mean, that was his first game played this year, was the first matchup against the Jaguars. And then since then, he's been in and out of the lineup. Yeah. He missed the Seattle game. He missed the San Francisco game, all with that hamstring. And, look, even Nico Collins missed the game before the last with a concussion. So you hope that the chemistry is not quite there with a backup quarterback in his receiving corps.
A lot of moving parts, but what do you do when you have those question marks a lot? Try to lean on the run game, maybe. That's what Houston might do.
Look, they got a veteran guy in Nick Chubb, but, the one that, all the Jaguars are talking about is, and Boselli mentioned him, Woody Marks from SC, rookie. Seems to be the guy that's has got a little bit more of that juice to him. Mm-hmm. But the Jaguars have been pretty good against the run, and that needs to continue in this game this week.
Let's come back, and we'll get some final thoughts ahead of this Jaguars-Texans matchup in Week 10. This is Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Are you a veteran struggling to obtain the VA disability benefits you deserve? Are you VA rated at 90% or less? Are you being fairly compensated for your service-connected disabilities? If you answered yes, trust the veterans at True Vet Solutions to get you the compensation you deserve. Call True Vet Solutions today at 904-523-9035 for a free no-obligation consultation. You have nothing to lose and a lifetime of benefits to gain. That's True Vet Solutions, 904-523-9035 or visit TrueVetSolutions.com. Ride Now Beach Boulevard is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars football fires up your Sundays, and a Yamaha boat brings on-the-water thrills to get you through the other 6 days of the week. Check out the extensive Yamaha boat selection at Ride Now Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville or online at ridenowbeachboulevard.com. Their prices will not be beat. You and the Jaguars can both win this season. Just mention Jaguars at the time of your purchase. Go Jags!
Huddle up, My Gate Rewards members. Football is back. Celebrate with the Duval Meal Deal at Gate. Right now, grab a personal pizza and any 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.99. No matter what combo you choose, this meal's the perfect play. Happening now through January 5th, 2026. See store for details. A deal that's a victory for every fan. Gates got you.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman. It is Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network. It is Week 10. The Jaguars visit the Houston Texans, looking for a season series sweep of the Texans for the first time since 2017. The Texans head-to-head since then, from 2018 forward, 12-3 against the Jaguars. That's all in the past. There's a lot going on with both of these teams right now. Both teams banged up. Check the injury reports and the game status tomorrow for a handful of key players for the Jaguars who have not been on the practice field yet this week, Logs, including Brian Thomas Jr., who has not been out there. Ezra Cleveland, the left guard, hasn't practiced yet this week. Jordan Lewis, the corner. Hunter Long, the tight end. None of those guys have practiced at all this week yet.
And I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, have we seen a Jaguar this year miss practice on Wednesday and Thursday and play in a game?
I can't remember it. I don't
think there's been one.
It's usually not the cadence. It's like out, limited.
Yeah, you got limited,
full.
or out and then limited kind of a thing.
Yeah,
so that's not trending for those players that haven't practiced yet, not trending in the right direction. So much like the last game, you're going to need players to step up and play well and take advantage of that opportunity that's going to be presented to them.
And then the positive part of it, Devin Lloyd has practiced both days full, as has wide receiver Tim Patrick. So their participation will be big, certainly for this Jaguars team on both sides of the football. And now to this Jaguars offense against the Houston defense, the number one group in the NFL on the defensive side. They've seen them once. It's going to be a physical matchup, certainly in the trenches, and we'll see what happens at guard, right? Who steps in there at guard if Ezra Cleveland's not there?
Well, I mean, from going back to the last game, Cole Van Landen was the first guy in. He ended up finishing out the game for the Jaguars and did a very good job. And I give him a lot of credit, Cole Van Landen, just because he was acquired in a trade under the previous regime, and then they tried him at guard. It didn't really work. They moved him to tackle. He was the highest-rated tackle by PFF in the preseason a couple years ago, and he's continued to get better to the point where he's one of the most versatile players, and I think he's kind of a backup for tackles and then guards. I mean, everywhere except for center.
Yeah.
And I actually talked to him a couple games ago when Monheim was having to start and Hainsey was out, and he was the backup center.
Yeah, I'll take a few snaps.
And I asked him, I said, can you snap? He goes, or have you ever snapped? And he said, no, I've never snapped. But I said, well, do you think you could? He goes, I got it. I got it. So I'm like, wow, okay.
As a football player.
Darn good football player. So, he's got a great opportunity himself.
All right, we'll see what happens with the injury report and the status tomorrow. Jaguars, Texans, 1 o'clock Sunday on the network. We'll be on the air with countdown to kickoff at noon on the Jaguars Radio Network. Logs, have a good rest of the week. Jags All Access tonight.
Yes, with Cam Little. Cam Little, big leg.
Yeah, absolutely. 68-yard field goal, the NFL record in last week's game in Las Vegas. Thanks to our entire crew, Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber, David Cho, and, of course, thanks to James Gladstone, Tony Boselli for joining us in the first half hour each and every week on Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.